All right. Hopefully I'm back. Hopefully you see me now. Um, Thanks again for trying to change the title. Don't worry about it. It's what it is. If we figure it out on the way, then that's great. It's no big whoop. Um, Because that's just what makes life interesting, right? You get a title and then you get a surprise, and so that's we want to mix it up, keep things interesting, keep you captivated with the fresh new juxtaposition of content. Usual questions just as we get going, because I always wonder. I think I mentioned this that like, this is where I sit and I do work, and so I have a lot of this equipment connected to my work laptop uh, during most days of the week, and then I had a little switch, and I switch it over to my main computer, the one that is back over there. And when I do that, it doesn't always. Oh, there we go. When I do that, when I switch it to go that mic, I find, or sorry, when I switch my mic and camera to point to that computer, I find that it doesn't always keep the settings. Like this microphone is randomly turned all the way up on the gain. I don't know why. I didn't do anything. Uh, all that is to say, let me know if I'm too quiet, if I'm too loud, if the AC is too loud, if the music is too loud. We'll get it fixed. Because that one I have at least a modicum of control, I think, with it. Hey, hi, I see people waving in the chat. And when I look over to the side here, please don't take offense. I have another monitor right here with the chat, and so that's what I'm looking at. But I always still want to look at you, and I need to figure it out so I can eventually put chat over top of the mic. You don't need to know any of that. Hi, how is everyone doing? I hope you've been well. It's been 3 weeks for me, but hopefully not as long for you because you've been watching all those shows on the Transverse Network, like I know that you do, like a good stream attendee. So I hope you've been seeing all the great stuff that everyone else has been producing. But now you get me. And if by any chance there's anyone new in the chat, here's the deal. Here's what this show is about. So the Transverse Network has a lot of different programming on it. There's a great interview show that was last night. We have a great show talking about some of the deeper things and sometimes the behind closed doors things. And so it's Behind Open Doors is the name of the show, where sometimes those topics get discussed. We have the Quarantine Kitchen, where we cook together, and where Billy, who runs that show, interviews guests while they both make things in their kitchens. And the Valkyries do streaming and gaming. I'm probably forgetting other things because I'm babbling right now. But we have this show as well, this Builder's Block thing right here, if you can see that logo there. That is all about an opportunity for different folks to share what they build, what they create. And we have 3 people rotating through the sessions right now. We sometimes have a guest too, which is wonderful. But you have Emily, who does custom Star Wars droids. She customizes and paints these very cool droids from the Star Wars universe. We have Rosa, who constructs these tiny, tiny little mechs, which is super cool and super detailed. And then you have me doing custom Lego stuff. And so that's what I'm going to be here doing tonight with all of you. I'll chat some about what I do, what I create. I'll build some actual things right here. I'm trying to finish off this darn City Hall. It's been in construction for quite some time. And we'll just chat and we'll have fun along the way. And that's the deal. I hope you will enjoy it. Please feel free to ask questions. Love it when people are active in the chat. Last time that I streamed, people were very active. It was much appreciated. I understand if you can't, but it's always awesome to engage with you and get feedback on how things are going. So it's lovely when you do, even if it's just occasionally to pop in and throw in an emote. That's wonderful. And if you're watching this and not able to chat, because I know I talked to some people who might watch for the first time, it's free to create an account. You can get an account if you have Amazon Prime. It's all kind of connected. That you can sign up. So if you want to participate in chat, you just have to sign up for a free account, and then boom, you can talk in the chat. And we love to have you if you are so inclined. Alrighty. So before I start building, and there's a couple of things I was going to do to build the town hall. I was also going to show you some things. But I also wanted to talk a bit about the cool adventures back out in the world that have been happening lately. I'm also going to briefly pause and take a sip of cider. Ooh. So, I don't know why it's like I'm advertising this, even though I'm not really advertising, but I just want to know I'm having this very cool blackberry cider. which I forgot I had a can of this, but I found it, and it's quite tasty. So there you go. You're welcome, Austin East Ciders, which I think we had. I know Ashley's in the chat. This is one of the ones that was at the Cider Festival a couple weekends ago, wasn't it? Sorry, that's just, yeah, kind of fascinating. Oh, there's Nemo chat. Thank you. Awesome. All right, what was I going to... Things happening on the weekends and events. So I think if you had tuned in a few weeks ago, I talked about going to Brick Fair. That I've been to Brick Fair, New Jersey, which was a Lego convention exposition in the Meadowlands Convention Center, right over across the water from me here in New York, over there in New Jersey. And it was a blast. It was a lot of fun. I got to reconnect with my Lego group in a very different way for a lot of them. They were all wonderful. It was great showing some of my things I've created out to the public. It was a very fun time, and I've got to bring back some of those things. And so I don't think I had them on hand last time I streamed. Stop me if I show you anything I've already shown you before, but I thought that might be fun to show you in person some of the things that were at that event now that I have them here. Specifically a train and a moonbase that I don't think I showed. I'm suddenly having this sense of deja vu, so if I did show it, please tell me, and I won't do that. But I'm for the moment operating on the belief that I haven't shown it, and we can try that out. And I wanted to mention Comic-Con. So in addition to doing Brick Fair a few weeks back, got to do another very awesome convention, and I wasn't exhibiting at it, sadly. That was not, I guess that would be possible. That wasn't what happened. I just attended as a guest, but it was a blast. I went to Comic-Con this past weekend, which was so much fun. I don't know if any of you have ever been to any cons in particular, or any, in particular the Comic-Cons that happen, but I've been to the New York Comic-Con a few times now. This is the second time presenting as me, which was cool. First time with my own hair, which was also kind of neat. And amazing to be able to do it given all that we've gone through. The fact that they were able to do it in a fairly safe way, and that things have progressed to the level where we could do it safely is such a wonderful sign of how things are going, at least here. And I hope that's true for wherever you are. And if not, that you're taking good and safe precautions. For what it's worth, going to Comic-Con, you had to be vaccinated, and they had different apps and things to verify that going in. And you had to wear a mask the entire time. So there was a couple of levels of protection. Not quite as many people, but still thousands. It was actually in some ways perfect. Like there was, the aisles were a little bit wider. There was a lot of activity, a lot of people going to every kind of booth and every station, every stop around there, and it was still a very full convention center. So it felt lively, but you weren't squished constantly, which has been the case in the past. Especially if you had some more complex cosplay, it can be very difficult to move around. So I thought it was really kind of ideal. We had a great last time there. When I say we, Gotham City Girl in the chat was there with me as well. We went and hung out together. And so I do have a couple pics, which thankfully I was just checking. She is okay for me to share. It was sort of a last minute thought, but I usually start with my website and show things that link off of my website. These pictures are not on there. I have not added all of them up to Instagram yet. So only one picture appears on here from that event, which was when me in front of... Oh, I thought this would get bigger. It's not getting bigger. That's okay. Me in front of Comic-Con, but you know what? I had the photo separately that can show you even bigger. The direct photo, not the Instagram one. And so, first of all, here is myself and Gotham City Girl, Ashley, as we were at Comic-Con. We took a break at one point, partway through the day, to sit on the side. Ashley kept her mask on for this picture, partly because it's a lot to take it on and off, and also because it completed the look. Her makeup was very dry. I mean, she also had makeup underneath the mask, but it looked... she custom painted that to look like that, and assembled her whole outfit, which was pretty darn amazing. It was fun. Your social anxiety. I get, but in some ways that's the nice thing if you go cosplaying, because you can kind of do your own thing, and even wearing a mask kind of is its own level of insulation. So I hear you, but maybe particularly this time around, I think there was less to be anxious about. and lots of people in lots of different outfits. It was a very friendly environment, a very diverse environment, which I think helped ease those concerns a little bit. At least it did for me, and so hopefully that could be true for you. And I'm sure if you ever want to venture out there. So right, so that was it to us on the side. This is the slightly bigger picture of me. And we realized later on it kind of looked better without the jacket, but I had this sort of leather duster that we found at a I can never think of words. We found at why it's Smorgasbord and the I completely am forgetting the word. Where you buy like antiques or not a rummage sale. Why can I not think of this word? That's gonna drive me insane. All right, it'll come back to me. But whatever. Got a got the coat a couple weeks ago, and it's something like, oh, this feels like something a lone wanderer would have, a former vault dweller. So I had that. I had a Nuka-Cola T-shirt, the sort of a pouch around my leg, which you can't quite see in this particular angle, but it had a fusion core in it, a 3D printed fusion core that I had painted. I had the 3D printed laser pistol that I painted that you can see holding there, a stim pack on the band that was the gun was hanging off of. What else I have? A couple battery packs for the laser rifle, and my Pip-Boy. But my Pip-Boy, the magnets broke off. And while they probably had a cosplay fix station, I didn't bother. I just put it back in my backpack. But I had my Vault 111 backpack too. So it was kitted out. Hey, Mish, thank you so much for coming. And as ever, you're always welcome no matter what. But the bits are always a lovely and appreciated extra effort. So thank you for coming by. And so glad to have you here. So I'm just talking about going to Comic-Con and showing my attempt at cosplay, but this was, of course, dramatically overshadowed by Ashley's Ghost Rider, which is just, look at that. It was amazing. It had the little fireball that she had made. It had a little flame shooting off of it. It can even light up. You got the chain, all the different stuff, and then the hair, of course, the skull turning on fire. Pretty darn awesome. Plus, and we found this out when we got there, and I'm sad I didn't realize this, because I read it on the Kindle, I didn't see the cover of the book, but she got a lot of people asking if she was doing Gideon the Ninth, like Gideon from the book Gideon the Ninth. Great sci-fi about a future society that has necromancy involved in its aristocracy. It's, if I remember correctly, it's been a little while since I've read it, but I remember liking it a lot. I got the sequel, but I don't know if I read it yet or if it's still in pre-order. I can really monologue. I have not paused in a while. I'm sorry. I tend to go too fast. Let me know if I'm going too fast. The point was, not only was it a fantastic Ghost Rider outfit, it also magically, accidentally, almost identically matched the look from this other, like, more niche series. So it was intentionally a genius double costume. That's what it was. All right, I'm going to look this up. Gideon the Ninth. Just to show you. Let's see if it's right here in this cover. What? No, I want to see the actual... All right, well, that was a tease. All right, let's go back. To images. Huh. Oh, of course it's behind me. Why would it not be behind me? Ah. There. All right, let's look. It's no surprise that people were exclaiming, "Holy moly! Are you Gideon?" So, genius, accidental genius, double costume. We found someone else who is also doing Ghost Rider. This is actually a 9-year-old who does cosplay and has like kind of did up her scooter and turned it into a motorbike, and there was smoke coming out of here. It was really cool. So they had a pose together. Oh, you did catch me monologuing. I would not be a good evil villain. Or I guess from the perspective of the hero, I'd be a great evil villain. Huh. That could be very beneficial, I guess. someone has to do it. Someone has to be the evil villain, willing to put all the things on pause to monologue. Here's the two of us posing with the Doom Patrol set, and that was kind of cool and holding Danny Street. If anyone hasn't seen Doom Patrol, in particular the episode with Danny Street, it's pretty awesome, amazing, lovely LGBTQ affirming. So that's a cool thing in and of itself. I would appreciate just for that reason. But also our friend Derek was working there, so we got to hang out and chat with him for a while, and just an amazing person that we love, and we go to a lot of his events. He throws a lot of amazing events too, so he's been a great person to know. And he was managing the drag queen in the background there, also with the G. That's two things I've forgotten from like within the last 2 weeks. I could tell you detailed things about work stuff from like 13 years ago. And yeah, my memory is, I don't know what's going on. All right. So that was Comic-Con. It was a great time. It was a lot of fun. We had a blast. And it was just nice because it was surprisingly relaxing. It was, it can get exhausting, walk around. It can get frustrating navigating through crowds. So the fact that it was a lighter venue, a more relaxed engagement, fewer lines, less surrounded, and that we weren't trying to go for any particular panel or anything. There was nothing that we were required or on a schedule to see. It really opened things up to take it at a leisurely pace and really just have fun. So that was a great time, and a perfect relaxation going back into a ludicrously hectic work week, which will continue tomorrow morning. Usually I stay up after stream and I watch other streamers for a couple hours. I can't do that tonight. I have to present very early tomorrow morning, so I'm gonna have to go crash after this. But we're not there yet. We're gonna start showing things. So I'm gonna go grab something right behind me here, and then you tell me if you've already seen it. For anyone who's been here before, let me know if I'm repeating myself. And I'll give you a little peace and quiet for a second while I do that. All right. To be oh so delicate with them. Alrighty, so let me know. Here, we'll do a little arrangement here. Be all artsy with it, right? Alright. Does this look familiar? Go a little bit bigger. Does slide that stuff out of the way. That's okay, Danny. I appreciate you trying anything. It's a mystery, and like I said, this doesn't feel new. I remember this happened the first few times I tried to stream. Few times I was streaming, that multiple mods couldn't do it, and only Emily could do it. And I forget what the trick was. Excuse me, that opened things up, but it happens. And for anyone who came in expecting again to see Emily and Savannah, I apologize. My apologies, but don't feel too sad, because you can still go on and see the past videos and watch a replay of that, and hopefully you'll be willing to stick around a little bit with me in the meantime. All right, so here is this train. So does this look familiar? Did I show this before? Let me know. I apologize if I'm repeating. It's already breaking. That took no time at all. Come on. All right. So here's the deal with this train. This is a passenger train. I kind of imagine it being like an air train or something. But it is a... Come on, camera. Catch up. Focus. There we go. Yeah, it is 4 cars long, 3 identical to this, and then the engine. And I like to think it looks cool. It looks sleek. It uses some different colors, like these turquoise things. For me, it was really a very different experiment to build it to this size, to this scale. And again, this is one of the things where, as I'm saying this, it feels so familiar. So Please someone tell me if I've done this before, because I can't tell if I just explained it so much at the show or if this is genuinely a repeat that I'm doing now. So please stop me. All right. Done saying that. Until then, we'll go along with the notion that I have not shown this to you before. And so here's the deal. Here's what's going on here. This is why this was a special thing, why this was a special effort for me to construct this train and not just make something that I think looks cool, but also was its own kind of technical achievement, is its width. So I'm sure if you are familiar at all with Lego bricks that you'll notice that they have a lot of common sizes to the default pieces. And I will show you. Here we have a couple plates. So these are the thin little, plates. These thin little pieces that constitute a lot of common Lego pieces. And really, fundamentally, in the Lego universe, there are two kinds of things, two kinds of common elements, base elements, that everything else is kind of a variation on. And it is plates or bricks. So a brick are those classic pieces that everyone knows. There's so many studs long, so many studs wide, the 2x4 brick, most common brick. Here's a 1x6 and a 1x10 white bricks right there. Plates are 1/3 the height of bricks. So 3 plates adds up to 1 brick. And they all come typically in these common dimensions. This is 8x8. This is 6x what? 12. But they're almost all in these even numbers. The things that are odd numbered are more rare. At least in they're only 1 wide, 3 wide, and that's kind of it. Everything else beyond that is even numbers. So if you want to build trains, Lego trains, typically you're doing things that are 6 wide. Most of the official trains that you buy are 6 studs wide. And then there's a whole class of people who strenuously believe that trains should be 8 wide, both because they think it looks better, or because they can build a little bit more creatively when they have that extra width to play with. And so a lot of people build 8 stud wide trains. These are 7 studs wide. So slightly wider than 6, slightly narrower than 8. Me attempting to build something that had an odd number width that I thought could both look cool, give that creative option, but also feel more right. Where sometimes 6 feels a little thinner and simpler and not... I still like those. Most of the trains I have are 6 studs wide. I think that still looks cool. But 8, I felt like always looked a little bit too chunky. It kind of overshadowed the track. It's actually as wide as not just the rails, but the ties underneath the track. So I never... 8 always felt like a little too much, and also can make it harder to navigate trains through things, depending on what else is around the track. So the Lego group that I exhibit with, that I was exhibiting with at the Brick Fair convention a few weeks back, I think they mostly do 6 stud wide trains. And sometimes when you have things hang off the sides of the trains, they get too wide, it can be problematic. They start hitting all of the trees and light posts and whatever else we put next to the track if they're too wide. And so that's where 8 can be problematic, at least with the way we tend to set up things. So finding a way to do this 7 stud wide was a big experiment for me, just to see if I could pull it off, and how hard it was, and what it would entail. And it wasn't the easiest. It definitely took more effort to do. But there's some things I tried to do that I thought were clever, and to kind of make it flow a little bit easier. So if you look at sort of end on here, one thing you'll notice is right here, these sloped pieces. So this slope piece here is actually on its side. This is, let's see if I can easily, I don't know if I can easily take it on or off. Probably not. I can grab one. Well, that's frustrating. I have I think literally drawers of these that I can't find right now. But this is one that's half the width, so it's 2 by 2. These ones on the side here are 2 by 4, but you can see there's sort of a similar dimension, that little slope. And so this piece is usually put onto things vertically. So you would just clip it down on top of something like that. So doing it on its side took a little finagling to make that happen. And so there's this little piece underneath there that it's sort of an angled brick. The plate slaps onto the side of it, and then the sloped pieces onto that. And so it kind of lines up with the wall. It makes this whole carriage kind of feel like it's just curving right down into where the wheels are. And so it didn't overhang oddly over the wheels. It still almost comes down to like being 6 studs, like the actual. I used to know the word for that too, but another word I don't remember. The wheels of the train, whatever the actual carriage, whatever the actual words are supposed to be. Bogies. Ooh, maybe that. All right. Anyway, yeah, so I thought that was a nice subtle look, and to sort of de-emphasize the expanded size. So a lot of people don't necessarily notice that it was wider, just because it's sort of like it just sort of bulges out to 7 rather than being blocky 7 studs wide. Yep, I just thought the sides are pretty and nice, and you can see the people on the side there. The roof though took a little bit more effort to. Oh, come on, camera. Yeah, to get this done. So you can see here these sloped pieces again, at different dimensions, but more of those 2 by 4 slopes that are this time straight down on top. But then 3 studs across the middle. And so there's a lot of things. It's a thicker roof than normal because I had to do different pieces back and forth since they don't really make things that are 7 studs wide. Here's like a 6 one, and then a thin one over here, 6, and then a thin white one underneath the yellows, and the yellows to reinforce things. So it really kind of did layer upon layer, so it will be a very sturdy roof, still hold it together while being this odd number across. And then you can see inside, the other advantage to doing 7 wide is I'm able to put the chairs side by side with a little narrow, not really possible to navigate aisle down the middle. So a lot of trains just have one set of chairs back, because that's all you can fit when you only have 4 studs of space in the middle there. With 5 studs of space, I can put the 2 chairs in there, and because the windows indent, there's a little kind of indent there, the arms can sit in the little window space, and they can, because the arms stick out past the edge of the chair, they can fit inside the window and inside the aisle. And so you can actually put people next to each other and fit them side by side in the train, and create something that is a little bit closer to a real train experience. Obviously still much smaller. Lego is, the minifig scale is still a little bit off, but I don't know, I thought that was cool. I was proud of that achievement. And so to not just do that once, but do it 3 identical times, which each of the trains to create this set. That was very cool. I was very happy with how it turned out, and happy that I was able to find the pieces. I had them, and I was able to leverage this relatively unusual turquoise color. So that was cool. The engine was a little bit more complicated because you have this back that's identical in dimension to the carriage, but then it had to come back in because this front piece that I wanted to use for the cab, every windshield of almost any kind, whether it was intended for a train or a car, whatever, is always even numbers. It's always 4 or 6 or 8 or 10 studs wide. There's no odd number windshields. So the fronts of vehicles have to go back to that even number, that typical standard. So I knew the front had to be 6, right? This is 6 studs wide for the cabin here. So I have these more slope pieces here kind of coming out to the 7 on the sides of it to try to make it feel a little bit more organic. And that's obvious that this train at the front goes from being 7 wide to 6 wide. And so the change in color helps kind of obscure it. The sloped pieces that kind of line up with the wall, they bulge out a little bit, but it's still close-ish. I feel like it almost feels intentional. Yeah, so I think it came off well and kind of solved that problem when we got to the front. Oh, did Rosa get? Rosa got it. Thank you, Rosa. Thank you so much. Thank you for fixing that title, and you'll have to tell us how you did it. But so appreciative that you took that time and made that fix. So thank you for stopping by and doing that. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Um, Australia time. The geez, yeah. What is it? Is it a rational hour for her? If it's not, then especially thank you. Um, so anyway, this good old train here, got that was the unique construction difficulties of it. This particular train, they have more modern Bluetooth sensors that control a lot of the newer trains. This particular train actually uses infrared, so that little dome piece is actually an infrared receiver that picks up the signal from a remote control. Then we have all the cords in here. This one connects to the receiver. There's another cord that connects to the battery pack. This connects actually to a light, so this lights up when it's connected to power, and then this front is actually the actual motor that's actually pulling the train along the track. So yeah, that's this open space is just where the battery pack drops in, so it can go a running. So it is a working train when there's a battery pack in there and it's full of power, and I have track that isn't in storage. So that was one of the things that I've never really taken pictures of it. I haven't put it on Flickr or anything because I built it. I took it directly to a show to exhibit it, and it's been in a storage unit for years since then. So it's kind of nice to see it once again. I haven't seen it in a long time. And so going to the Brick Fair event was not only fun, but also let me go back to things that have been stashed away in a storage unit for several years and reconnect with them. So now that I have it here in my apartment, I actually will take pictures of it, finally update my Flickr because it's been many years, and then also think about other places like Reddit or Instagram to post them to, because I haven't posted any Lego content in probably 3 to 5 years. Jeez. Yeah, and then back to storage it'll go. So that was one of the things that was in storage that I hadn't gotten to show before. And so from the Brick Fair that I talked about last time, now you get to see it. And there's one other thing I'll show, and then we'll do some real building. I will also take a peek at chat. This is 10:13 here. Oh, is it a different day? That's impressive. I know it's that, but yeah, it's cool. Thank you for checking, Danny, and for asking. And thank you for the compliment, Vidvani, on my little train here. Okie dokie. Moonbase. Put this to the side. Schmack scene, or music essential. All right, this is La Moonbase. It's a bigger one. I actually have this cool gimbal thing that eventually I will get working, so that I can like use my mobile camera and move it around, but it will stay steady. So this big old thing, and it's supposed to be able to charge the phone simultaneously. I've not gotten to work very consistently yet. So sadly I had to switch back to the simple stand for my mobile camera. But I'm conscious not to use this too much because I don't want to give people like motion sickness when I like wave this guy around with my old phone there. But yes, I can still pull back. This is why I'm saying all this. I can still pull back and give you a bigger sense of the Moonbase. So this right here, if you can still hear me, is a Moonbase I built. Sorry, stabilize my arm. There we go. I built this many years ago to contribute to a show in Connecticut, I think. We often do shows at different locations in New York. No, Tarrytown. I can't remember. It was for some Lego show that we did. And we did a collaboration of moonbases where everyone built different unique moonbase modules, and then we connected everyone's bases together. And And so just like my modular buildings, this is built to a standard, which is called MILS. And it's modular something, 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 ILS. I don't remember right now, but this particular standard is a base plate, and then this brick, and then a plate. And that uniform height with these pin locations at a uniform distance across, and there's 16 by 16 squares that you can build out. So this is actually 48 by 48. No. 16. This is... No, it is 48. This is 48 by 48. But you can click other people's modules in together, and boom, it'll work smoothly. And not only that, there's also a set dimension and height for basically airlocks. And so this airlock was built at a particular height at a particular location. I even made a little door for it if it's not being used. But if someone else has a module that we want to put alongside it, there's a chance that they will have built an airlock at the same location. And so when these buildings slide together, click, they'll go right in there. And so there's, again, a set height and a set dimension where these spaces, where different modules can connect to each other. And so we had these different spaces all around. So this was hooked up to several other people's moonbase modules at the show. And so that was cool. This is an experiment for me. I don't usually do space stuff, but I built basically a little hydroponics thing. Like you can see there's like corn growing in there. Looks like some fell over. There is a little greenery in the top of this, which is too dark right now to see, but trust me, there's some greenery in there. Otherwise, it's mostly hollow. I was just trying to build something rapidly. I think I built this in the course of a weekend for this particular show. But I had 3 connection points, 2 up here, 1 down low, and then different little spots where you can take a glimpse inside, see a person walking, see a person at a station with a little interior door going in there. Some greebling happening over here, different little things to just make it look complex and sci-fi-y, and then these little pumps pumping out of here. And my friend Will actually put in these little glowy green pieces, which I thought was very clever to make it like it's cracked out of the ground. They're tapping into a resource underneath the surface of the moon here. And he actually had lighting. That's what this little wire is for. There's actually lighting throughout this that it would glow from the inside. So you'll be able to see that greenery and see the plants and all that kind of cool stuff. So this was cool. This was what we had exhibited years ago, and then he brought to the show because he kindly had held on to it for like 3 or 4 years. And so he brought it to the show, and I was able to collect it and bring it back home with me. This is the group we're in, iLug NY. I'm very proud of the logo because I made it, because it's a little reimagining of the prior logo, which is very cute, but it was Comic Sans. And I know it's unfair, but I had a strong bias against that font, so I proposed a different logo that thankfully was chosen. And because I was all lazy, I didn't have cards printed in time, so I hand wrote my own cards to demo. So it looked very ghetto, very it was very slapdash. That's a more appropriate word. And Ashley did comment that I think I was literally the only person who didn't have a printed mock card. So I was pretty ramshackle about this, but that's okay. It keeps it interesting. So this is my moonbase. So thank you for indulging on this little walk through some of the things I built in the past. And apologies for any motion sickness that I might have induced with all of that. Again, I'll get that motion cam thing working. I think I just need a different cord so it will charge the phone. I think that's the current gap for me to solve. And then when I show mobile things in the future, it'll be all the jitters will be gone. It will be very very smooth. Like this is designed to like use a phone for smooth cinematic. You can do it anyway, and this gyroscope will hold the phone and always keep it level no matter which way you rotate it. It's really cool to see it in action when it's actually powering up, which it's not doing right now. Very frustrating. Okay, putting that aside, I'm gonna move the moon base and we will build the thing that you came for and that I always inexplicably delay for a long time. I apologize for that, and I thank you for your forbearance. Great, I'm gonna move this. Hey Pickles, we are, I think, doing well. I think we're doing okay. Hopefully, I don't want to be presumptive and speak that of other people. I'm doing okay. I have the extra ability to respond verbally to your Well, I guess we're also responding verbally. I have the ability to respond orally to your question. That's something that, ever since I learned it, I have trouble fully getting it. We usually say verbal and we mean spoken, but verbal technically means with words. So written stuff is verbal too. There you go. Little the more you know thing right there. Side note, I do want to point out, in addition to like the little lighting strip going on here, back behind me here, the Everyone is Awesome set is also lit up. I don't know if you can kind of tell that. Alexa, turn off Lego display. Now you can maybe see it. I don't know if you, yeah. With the lights on me, it's harder to tell what's on or what's off. There you go. Ta-da! All glowy, all lit up. I kind of wonder if I am a little bit, Canadian. I'm adopted. It's possible I'm a little bit Canadian. Alexa, turn on Lego display.
Sorry, I'm having trouble with
Oh, come on.
Say that again.
Lego display. Alexa doesn't believe me to turn it on. Alexa, turn on Lego display. All right. Oh, it did. It did. All right. Magically returned. Wow, those are bright. Okay. Putting this back. Building. That's what we're doing. Sorry. I guess the one advantage is you probably don't have a Lego display, so it probably a lightning Lego display. So hopefully it didn't actually cause things to happen when I woke up everyone's devices. That was a little cruel of me. Should have thought of that. Sorry. Okay. Now, finally, I'm going to finish this darn thing. We are going to finish the city hall. There are 2 rooms left to decorate, and by golly, we are going to decorate them. So if you recall, in the past, if I can get back to the right scene, we've been working on this. You have been patiently watched. I built most of this. I built all the exterior years ago. And then finally now have been working on the interior, because I don't really consider buildings done until I finish the interior. That's even the deal with these 2 behind me. If you can see behind my Pfizer Pride flag, there's a sushi restaurant. Behind Everyone is Awesome, there's a bar and apartment building. I've only done the first floor of the apartment building. I haven't done, and the bar, basically. I haven't done anything else in those 2. So until they're done, until they're completely kitted out inside, I don't consider them done. And that's the case with the town hall here, where I am determined to finish this sucker off, to make it be a complete building. And the first floor is done. We did the foyer and the mayor's office. There are now 2 side offices left to do. So let's go do them. I'm going to go turn the camera on a side angle. I'm going to take awesome pieces, bring them back here, and then we will get to building. But again, thank you so much on the way. I'll be gone from chat a little bit. So if you want to throw some emotes at each other or something, it's possible. It's a possible activity. You can consider it. Just consider it. Okay. Away we go. Cool. I see a hi to Jeannie. Is Jeannie here in the chat? That'd be awesome. And sorry, catching up. Machine building. That is very sweet to say. Yeah. Sorry, catch up on chat. Hey, Shyness. Awesome. Thank you, folks, for coming. Always a delight to have anyone. I'm always amazed. That is so cool that you are up for being here. Cool. Hey, awesome. Let's is ace. Awesome. I think I see that right. My contacts always get fuzzy for some reason. So if you see me blinking a lot or doing this, that's usually me trying to get my darn contacts to focus so I can actually read the screen. But so glad you could join the stream. So glad you're here for the first time. And hopefully it will be entertaining. I'll switch the camera back to a reasonable angle. Hopefully it will be entertaining. I don't know if you know about this, but basically I'm building some custom Lego stuff. And I'm working on finishing off this town hall that you see right here. And also, I'm Jess. Hi. If I don't know you, I apologize if I do and I just don't recognize your username. But it's so glad that you chose to come here as we finish off the last two things, the top two wings of the town hall. And so the town hall has been denuded of the roof and the two side things because we are now going to finish them right here in front of us all. I'll move my phone to the side. Right. Cool. First time everyone has. Okay, so that's cool. Jeannie is a great person to know. Alrighty. Threw in some random pieces into this one, so we'll just sort of dump those out, figure out why I did that later, and if I wanted to use any of them. Alright, so these are the two side wings that go off the main floor. And if you remember, the main floor, disconnect it. There we go. The main floor has the mayor's office, and there, and then beyond it, the gallery, and then these little side spaces. So right there is a wall and the top of the stairwell, which is what goes and is finished off right here. So that would click against that wall, that stairs would come up to here. You know, this fills it in. So right here basically is a wall. So this space is the entirety of the room, and this space is the entirety of a hallway. And so that's what we'll work on finishing off as we do this build right here. So let's get to it. And I think the big question is, what were these offices? And right now I have one solid idea. So I'm going to build one of them very deliberately because I think I have a good sense of what I want to do with that room. The other one, a little more of an open question. Okay, so my thinking is that one of these rooms, I'm thinking this one, is going to be one of those rooms, like a place where you get permits. So you'll go in and there'll be like a glass wall, because this is again City Hall. And yeah, there's the mayor's office, and yeah, there's the council chamber, and a place for snacks, and a place for the press off of the council chamber. But there's also a place of business, and so I figure you need to come in, you need to get your permits. There's going to be a permit room here in City Hall. Awesome. Oh, wow. You just came out last couple of weeks. That's huge, Shyness. Congratulations. I assume they, them. Let me know if you have any different pronoun preferences. I'm, she, her. That's super exciting. That's big. Congratulations on taking that step. And I hope you're feeling good about it. I hope they're receiving you well. And yeah, I was just chatting with my friend Omega, who's in the NB gender nonconforming category. Yeah, we're gonna hang out for dinner tomorrow. That feels a little bit like, I don't mean like, oh, I have an non-binary friend, but just make me think about that. We were just texting literally right before this. But their experience is very cool and very educational. I found it, for all that I'm going specifically from one binary to another, it's good to have the mind stretched, because for all that we should be a community that is very inclusive, understanding, involving, sometimes the unique nature of our own experiences and what is driving us as individuals can have an impact on what you understand or what you know for those folks who are in a, under the trans umbrella but have a very different and distinct experience. And it's been that they've been reflecting on even in our work materials, where I've been looking at them from the lens of how do I make sure we update our materials to be as fresh as possible for those who are transitioning in the workplace. And then talking to another colleague who is non-binary and realizing they are dramatically less addressed. That in some ways the work is primed and geared up for people transitioning from one binary to another, one end of the spectrum to another, but not as well as equipped always for those who live in the in-between spaces or in no spaces. So that's sorry, that was a random long side note. Let's build too. But that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that, and so glad you've taken that milestone. That's huge. Cool. See their gender. Cool. Okay, so permit room. So this space is a little bit weird. Oh, come on, camera. There's this little random crook here. That's because where the window is. I wanted to die it smoothly, and I wanted to give space to walk around the top of the stairwell. And so sort of an awkward compromise that this room just has slightly odd spacing to let the window be included in a single room instead of the window being divided in half. So that's the deal here. Why there's that little nook in the corner. I don't know if I can practically fit anything into that. We'll see. But I don't think there's anything, but we'll try it out. All right. Cool. Sorry, I just saw your post. Let's is ace. I'm trying to. Oh, that's great. Thought she meant himself. Cool. That's awesome. Congratulations, Let's. That's very cool. Wow. All this great news, all these great developments. That is very exciting. Trying to type my cell phone with eyes that are over 4 dB. I'm not familiar with 4 dB. If I'm reading that correctly. But you're doing well, Sonia. So don't feel bad. Shy. All right, cool. I get that. I only just finished coming out to my mom in July. When I say finish, I'm sorry, just finished with my immediate family and came out to my mom in July. I have not done extended family yet. And it's been a journey for her. She's still adjusting. But I know the surrealness of telling others and still hearing something different from those you haven't shared yet, and how dissonant that can be at times. But hey, it took me years, so good on you from where you are now. All right. California. All right, cool. I keep talking about building. I'm not actually building, so we're gonna build. So what I'm thinking is, I'm thinking some bulletproof glass because permits can be a tense moment. So I'm thinking there's gonna be a little divider. So basically, you'll come in. I'm thinking there'll be a line here. There's also a door that lines up here, if you remember, on that wall over there. So this will be a door, which I think will be like where the workers come in. This will be a line that will crush up against the wall. This will be the space where people can line up and get their permits handled. Ooh, and actually having a line, like a little bit, like a little rope to. Ooh, I like that. I'm gonna do that. All right. So you'll come in. The door opens that wide. So then we'll have a little divider that you have to walk around, and then the window. Yeah. All right. I have this down. So what pieces do I need to do that? I need the glass pieces. I need the floor. I need stanchions, some kind of rope separator, and then I figure out what to do behind the bench. Okay. Talking to myself. And also catching up with all you. Aw. That is huge. I get crying. That's a big milestone to pass. It's understandable to be emotional about it. Awesome. Loving all the love. All right. I'm not doing well at talking and building. So I have a big bin of clear here. It's one of 2 bins of clear pieces I have of my sorted Legos at least. So let's find some pieces to be the window. Wonder how wide this is. Darn, contacts keep going out of focus. I see paragraphs and I look over and then my eyes are just... Can't read it. You know what? I'm going to pause. I'm going to take out my contacts so I can actually read the friggin' chat. Because this is driving me nuts. And then I swear after that we will actually build. I promise. It's not a tease. There is actual building that occurs. And I'm going to finish this. I'm going to be fast after this. Alright, I'm going to take out my contacts. Stay. No, stay. Stay. It's not a distraction. It's awesome. Keep sharing. It's awesome. Stay. Voila. Alright. Now I can read crisply and clearly. And so glad you are all still here. Thank you for staying. Good obeying of that command. Oh, and I just want to show off my Lego necklace. There we go. Keep forgetting that my hands are mirrored, and even though I know it, I'm still having a hard time manipulating, looking at the camera. But look, it's a Lego plates, 5 Lego plates. So it's a Lego trans necklace. So I just thought that was very cute, reasonably priced at one of the vendors at Comic-Con. So got that. That was fun. All right, we have the tops of the window. It is, it is not, it's 11 wide. So it's an awkwardly odd number. So we will have the one glass there. We walk around that side, come back here. Yeah, do that. And figure out where the line will go. I'm going to try to do like a little thin little bit of lines, and then the window where you make your request of the person behind the glass for your permits. I can do that pretty high. Do a bench, a little opening for people passing through. Counter with the computer. This is going to work. This is going to work, people. All right. Awesome. Hello, Autism Rights Discord server. Hello right back. Awesome to have you and say hi. Or hi back to them through you. The wall. I'm trying to think what color to do the wall in. I tend to do things in like not a lot of color variety, which is maybe not my best quality, but that's what I do. I guess maybe wood. We'll do wood. Alright. So I have these pieces. This is what I'll do. I'm sorry. I'm obviously talking to myself a lot as I figure this out. I'm going to build the wall with these little pieces. So these are actually crates. I think they look, when you line them out together, they have like this little subtle indenting, which almost looks like wainscoting or something in the wall. And since I want it to have a counter and be a little bit wider anyway, I will use these as the basis of the wall, and they'll put a little counter on top of the glass above, and then boom, you will have your little, here, I'm sorry, I'll put it a little closer. You know what, I'm gonna move the camera to point more where my hands naturally go. There we go. I'm going to put that there, And there, that worked out well. All right, beyond it. Yes, what's this? Over one. Okay. I am going to also now go get a bag of brown bricks. When I say bag, I mean a box with bags. Would be Lego building without that melody, that the crinkle crinkle of the bricks. Hi, sorry. This is a boring bit where you just watch me scrounge for pieces as I try to guess at what I'm going to need. Try to grab as many as possible right now so I can just have that out of the way. This is where Ashley would yell at me for not doing this in advance. But this way I was able to stay sane and not worry about it during work by making you all watch me do it now. So apologies. Alright, and I heard a piece fall, and it's going to hurt my foot later. Okay. Laser hair removal. I have had one session. I just started not too long ago. Oh, and sorry, I guess that was you heading out, maybe let's, but already happened. Oh, stimming or streaming. Sorry if I missed it. Sorry, I don't think I followed that perfectly, but yeah. Oh, well said, Sonia. Yes, to the sharing. That is awesome, and thank you. Oh, it was stimming. Okay, good. Yeah, so I am a wimp, for what it's worth, on laser. I am a wimp on pain. So I had every expectation that I would collapse with when I did my first laser session. I've heard it could get worse. Like in some ways, probably because it was my first time, they turned the settings down. It was not maybe as intense as it will be. So it's possible that I've had it easy so far. But I will say it was dramatically less painful than I expected. It was only on my face and neck. There was some wincing and a little tearing up when it got to my upper lip. That definitely was the most intense, but it was still much less than I expected. And it's been a few weeks now. My next session, they started 6 weeks apart. I'm going to ask if we can do 4, but my next session is on the 25th. So it was so many weeks back from that, if you want to do the math, which I can't do right now. But yeah, so it was not as bad as I expected it to be. So that was a pleasant surprise. That was a nice discovery. Yeah, so I'm gonna say it's not like it's nothing, but I was dreading a much worse experience than what I actually had. For what it's worth, that's one girl's opinion or one girl's experience rather. All right, I'm starting to fill in these bricks. And I realized I should do the floor first because it's going to be way harder to do the floor after I do the rest. So I'm going to get some tiles to do the smooth floor in here. Cool. Alright, so I don't know if you can quite see, I'm trying to fit something way back underneath in that little nook there, which is not easy to get to. Just trying to slide pieces back and like lock them down from afar. Not the smoothest. I'm going to use the end of my brick separator. If you've gotten a bigger Lego set lately, it almost surely came with these. I have a literal basket of them, but it can help pry pieces up, but also sometimes can help you push them down too. So use that to push down that tile, smoothen that little bit of floor that's underneath the window way back in the nook there, if you can see it. There we go. Oh, jeez. All right, let's fit in some more pieces. What do I want to do back there? Days I want to try to jam anything in there. Like a plant would be nice, right? A little bit of greenery in there to lighten the mood in an otherwise very dreary room. I could probably do that. Security nerd. Ooh, see, that's where I think waxing would hurt worse. Again, my own wild guessing with no actual experience. So that's why I'm like, you know what, I'm going to experience it once with laser and just get it done permanently. Or at least as permanent as they can know, given the current state of research on the subject. Versus electrolysis. And I probably will eventually have to do electrolysis because, especially on my chin, laser for the first time was surprisingly, like there's huge patches that are almost completely bare. But definitely I saw whites appearing where maybe I didn't notice them before. Maybe there's a little bit more salt and pepper in there than I had realized. All right, I'm going to stop babbling and build because as we came here and I keep talking, I have 49 minutes. I'm going to finish this. Trash can. That's what I'm going to put back in that corner. It's a trash can for when you throw out the forms and you filled out incorrectly and you need to go back and do it again. So I'm going to do a little... So this little dude is going to be the trash can that will sit in the corner in the back of this office. And I want tile. Cool. Ooh, 10 months. Yeah, I know people who've done it for years, Danny. I don't know if that's a consolation or worse, but it does seem to take quite a bit of time with electrolysis. All right. There's a little trash can back in the corner there. Tucked just out of view. Put in a bit of tile on the edge there. I hear you, Danny. So, not that I want to disrupt that conversation, just thinking a lot on the side. What are people doing in the near future, over the next few days and the weekend? Anyone have anything cool coming up? I can obviously babble. I can always babble, period, but I'll babble what I'm doing. But yeah, anyone up to anything in particular? While you think about that, I would say I am, at least I know this week, doing a couple of things. Do dinner tomorrow, which will be great. See some friends I haven't seen in a couple of months, which is kind of crazy. So that will be fun, a group of us, but connecting with some of our friends. You know, when friends have kids, there's always an extra added challenge for them to be able to meet up on social things, understandably. So we're reconnecting with a great couple. And then on Friday, there's a friend who's in from out of town who was a guest builder on this very show. Jen Giggles, if you follow her, she's around, and so we are going to hang out together. So looking for that on Friday. And then there's probably things planned for the weekend that Jessica and Ashley plan, and I just say yes, okay, that I'm not remembering right now. Cool. All right. Let's do this. Sorry, I'm still. Oh, son of a. All right. Brick just broke on me. Lego had a problem with reddish brown. You can see a little fragment there. This color, especially some older brick of it, they discovered would shatter surprisingly easily. And so unfortunately that just happened right there. Look at that. It broke right off. It's annoying, but you know what? I'm going to stick it way back in the corner. No one can see it. That way I don't have to waste another brick on it. But frustrating nonetheless. Must be 29 to me. Huh. 29. I remember those days. Well, here's to you, Danny. Happy birthday. Or near birthday, pre-birthday. Not that far away for me. Let's do the math. Yeah. All right. Excuse me. Okay, that'll work. All right. As you should, as you should. We have a lot of people of a lot of different age ranges in here, and that is all part of the awesomeness of it all. So we all have different experiences, and a lot of us engage in things at wildly different times, regardless of our age. Keeps it interesting. That is for darn sure. All right, what color should I do behind the counter? Because I'm thinking that maybe would be carpet, right? They have to stand all day in the permits office, so I'm thinking carpet back there. So any opinions on what color to do for the floor of the office? Think about it. Think about it. Well, I think about how to do the robe. Ooh, it's a long chain. It's all long? Are there no short chains to be had? Oh, there we go. Short chain. Short chain. Ta-da! And then this hopefully has some gold stanchions. I can make them, but I have a particular piece in mind that I'd like to use. But I probably already used them on other sets. Alright, so we'll just create some custom ones. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Do. Singing essential. All right. Oh, we have to head out. Thank you so much, Let's. It's so awesome to have you come by. Congratulations again on that awesome achievement. But it was awesome to have you here, and for everyone who shared. That's just amazing. I'm glad you feel comfortable to do it here, and all the best. Hope to see you again. Alright, so I'm trying to come up with a little chain here to navigate people through the office. Were there any thoughts on carpet color? Just in case. Just checking. That is a weird time metric, Sonia. I just noticed your scale there. Based on Star Wars movies. What was that? 79? 77? Sorry, I don't mean to age you. But I was not long after 81. Awesome! So glad Let's join the Discord. We can continue. I should say that. I should say that. Join the Discord. Join the Discord, people. If you're not already in there, please. Love to have you. Alright, I don't know how well you can tell what I'm doing. I apologize for that. But what I'm doing is including these little offset plates. And so I think is they look like smooth tile except for this little stud in the middle. I'll attach people to that. So you have people in line, so it look like they're staying on smooth tile, but they'll actually be stuck there to the floor, which would be nice, just to keep the whole thing a little bit more stable. 77. Alright. I tried with 79. I was trying. I also just genuinely didn't remember. So cool. Alright. I am happy with how this is coming out. Let me tell you, people. Didn't mean to do that. Dang it. Yeet. You can hear it cracking. Don't crack. Don't break. Oh, jeez. That shot somewhere. And it broke. Because, of course, why wouldn't it break? darn reddish brown. So I used the brick separator to peel up a tile that I'd wedged down into there that I didn't mean to put down yet. And I'm pretty sure it cracked and flew somewhere else. So another thing for me to discover with my feet later tonight or tomorrow. That's fun. Very frustrating that broke. Alright, what was I... Jeez. Sorry, I did not mean to be gone that long. I have this little tray, and I thought I could just, like, grab a brown one right off the top, but of course, none in sight. There's, like, dark red, and there's nougat, and all these other colors, but not brown. Oh, there's a brown. So finally, I gave up and grabbed the whole tray. All right. Hey! Always... Sorry, I just found the piece with my foot. Always a wonderful thing when we have... Hemi here in the chat. Welcome, as always. So awesome to have you here. Working on a town hall and going to try to speed up. I keep babbling and talking and not building like I'm supposed to. But we are going to do this building in the permits office on my city hall here. Finishing this thing tonight, by golly. So sorry, I'm now belatedly catching up. And you don't have to miss Legos, Shyness. They're right here. You can come. Yeah. There's a dark ages, a common thing where people stop building for a while when they get older, but then you come out of your dark ages and you realize, I love this. I'm gonna build again, and boom, you're right back in it. So get out of the dark ages, start building again. Sorry, not like commanding that. You do whatever you like, but it's an option. You're free to do it. All right, I'm going to get some people and put them down on the floor and fill out the line. And then we'll build the office. And I still have the open question of what color to do the carpet. This is your last chance. This could be the moment where you influence dramatically. Is it a red? Is it a blue? Is it a green? Is it tan? Is it dark tan? Is it white? You know, is it dark gray? You have an opportunity to say what color the carpet is, but only for a limited time. Then I'm gonna come back and I'm just gonna decide, and you will regret not having picked a color. So just want you to know that. All right, be back. Sorry, I need to change the camera so you can at least see me rooting around back there. But I have the pieces now to build a bunch of people to put in line in the permit's office. So that's what I was doing. I'm sorry I was gone. I hope you did not tear each other apart. All right, things look relatively. Ooh, I got a definitely gray. That is strong. Drapes. I didn't build drapes. I was lazy. Ooh, so it's a naked floor. Sorry, right back. Purple carpet. Ooh, I don't know if I have enough purple. That's gonna be. It's a rare color in Lego. That one would be. Might be a challenge. I left it open. I recognize that. I said it, and I didn't necessarily have the ability to follow through. But we'll find out. We'll find out. All right. So we have beige. We have definitely gray. We have purple. Awesome. Glad people are taking a peek around the Discord. Always good. All right. Yeah, the people. I'm gonna build faster. I keep saying I'm gonna build faster. I'm not building faster. Ah. All right. Boom. 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 All right. Let's get them in line. Well, this might be a bit of a squish. That's part of the idea, right? It's a crowded office. Everyone's unhappy. All jammed in there, angry. Sorry, can't even see what I'm doing. Adding them into the office here. That is some tight constraints for this line. There's some unhappy people, I imagine. All right, we have pink now. We're back to beige. All right, that's 2 beige. I'm calling it for beige. Also, I have a lot of beige, so I can do it easily. So we're gonna cheat and we're gonna go with that. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do that, Shyness, with the second beige vote there. Which I'm counting as dark tan, because that's what you do, right? Beige, dark tan, basically. All right. Ooh, I don't know what to do in the back of the office yet. Right. Okay. Okay. You can like hear me talking to myself as I'm like, yeah. Make all the calculations, the guesses. Actually, I'll do this. I'll do that farther over. Boom. All right. I'll do that. So I'm leaving an open space back in the corner here. I don't know if you can see it. I need to work on the lighting here, but there's one little gap there, and that's because I'm going to put something there so I can attach something on top of it and fill in that back corner. So it will not be as empty as it currently looks. Put that there so I can throw down a little chair or something. This can work. Sorry, I have to like mentally do a little jigsaw puzzle to make all these pieces fit around it. Ow. Didn't actually hurt. I just said ow out of instinct when my head bumped the mic there. All right, close enough. All right. All right, how folks doing? Sorry, I need to check back in. Good, I'm so glad I did. If I can get more people to build Lego, then that is a life goal achieved. Not even just a stream goal, that's a life goal. That is top tier accomplishment right there. More people should be building. Almost sloshed the cider on myself. Okay, where did I leave off? I am... Jogged a ton of those on the floor. Okay. Faster, Jess. Faster. All right. What else to do? Last guy there. We talking. Clerk there. Things behind them. That's a doorway. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. So this is the downside of me building on the fly, is that sometimes it is tough for me because I'm just kind of making it up to always be as well planned as I would like to be. And fortunately, that's all fine and well and good when it's just me, but when I'm consuming all of your time and attention, I am particularly conscious of it. So pardon, but this is this backtracking where I'm pulling out some tiles because I just realized something. It's not unusual for me, unfortunately, due to my semi-chaotic nature of my building approach. I know other people who use CAD programs, they plan everything out in advance. It's super awesome, super detailed. That has never been me. I am very much a last minute, I'll do this kind of person. Figuring it out in the moment. All right. It's a great question. If that's a filing cabinet, what can I do there? Nope, I'm right back to where I was. All right, I'll just do it there. Okay. Bloody hell. Keep dropping pieces. All right. Cool. The roll room. Oh, awesome. People clean up the Discord. Ever an important activity. Hope it is going well and smoothly. All right. Now what am I going to do? Sorry, you get a giant shot on my arm there. I'm trying to dig through this clear box for some clear bricks that I can use. There's one. And nope. I'm always torn because part of me wants to be constantly talking because I feel like it's both polite and I want to engage with you. I'm also conscious that I'm not looking at the chat as much and that I am not building as efficiently as I should when I am babbling. So apologies if there is either for the gap or for not building as much as I should. So you can see I also apologize a ludicrous amount in life, period. Ooh, I like that. So there's a little opening there where people can stick their forms through. So that is a good chunk right there of the permitting process achieved. What I'm going to do is add some things here. I'm going to make that be a counter. Some black on it. We'll stick that out there. Actually, I don't think I went that far. We're going to do this. Yes, we will do that. Good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I do welcome any feedback, so it's cool if there is any criticism. But hopefully it is enjoyable. And that you're also having fun with each other. And I know we said we had Let's join the Discord, but if anyone else is not in the Discord, you should absolutely join. I think you can even just type in !Discord to get the link. And then we would love to have you and love to hang out with you and hear what you're up to and share stories and adventures. So please consider it and come on by and join the party that is the Transverse Discord. Many interesting categories, many interesting subjects. There's even a builder's block section in there if you want to ask any questions or if you want to share anything that you're creating. Love to see that. Another place where you can engage, especially outside the show, because since each of us only builds once every 3 weeks, it might be a while until we see each other again. And so that's another place to say hi and catch up. Of course, I just dropped that. Cool. And so glad you have been watching all along through this, Danny. Your commitment and patience is much appreciated. Man, if I end up only building a single room, I'm going to be very disappointed in myself. That is embarrassing. That's how it works out. All right, so what I'm doing right there is attaching a little permit being passed through the opening and the line there. And then back over here, there's a little wall. I was thinking I was going to build up some space within it for other forms or a poster or something on that wall, so it's not just a blank brown wall. Oh, the police cars and over cars. Yeah, those are fun. Those are all my storage unit. I still love them. Definitely a sweet spot in my heart for them. Both in just the structure and what I like. I like how they came out, how that car design came out. It was fun for me to do the police. I've always enjoyed police cars and things. Obviously, that soured a bit of late with the sort of exposed political realities, unfortunately, of a lot of police departments. I guess I like to think I'm generally speaking a very perhaps naively hopeful person. I like shows like The Rookie, which I think is just a great show, but also I think exemplifies not only some of the problems in the policing system, but also what the ideal of what some people can be. So I like to think that I can aspire to what they can be, and I can still continue to have that little bit of homage for my Lego police creations. But nonetheless, for now, when I was exhibiting at that Brick Fair show, I just kept all that stuff back in my storage unit. I didn't break it out. Didn't feel quite right. On the bank robbery scene, yes, that was fun to do. Another reason I want to build my whole town. I can actually do little mini dioramas within it. Cool. Do this. Oh. Ooh. Because that window's back there, I have to do this little angled piece to go around the edge of the window. And then I can do this, which will be part of a shelf on the inside. I'm going to take a little chair underneath there. So kind of behind the scenes, there can be someone sitting down. Right, I need black tile. Oh right, you mean the Lego the Brick Fair exhibit, the show I went to? It was great. The at the very start, that train, that moonbase, were things that were at the show. If that's what you're referring to, it was a great time. It was a cool experience, and I was especially just heartwarmed at how awesome everyone was. Who friends who I come out to had not seen me yet were great, and the strangers there were great. Which is always nice. I mean, obviously there's still a bit of a bubble where I live that still tends to be more socially liberal and so more accepting in general. But that being said, there are people from quite far out of town who are there. I don't know what their experiences are, but they were universally accepting and loving, which was just awesome. So everyone I encountered was very kind, was very considerate. I didn't get any weird looks or any weird comments. And some of it was actually quite affirming, not intentionally. I forget if I said this story, but when I was checking in at the booth for the exhibit with the guy who runs the show, I said, "Hi, I'm Jess. I'm like, but I don't know what name is going to show up in your system, because there was a field called real name, and I thought, well, I haven't legally changed my name yet. And so in my overly legalistic thought process, I gave my boy name in that field. I later changed it, but I just did that, I don't know, by default. And so I got there, I'm like, I don't know what's in the system, but it's Jess. And he's like, what do you mean? I don't get it. I'm like, well, I don't know what name you might see when you look me up, but I go by Jess. And he's like, I don't get it. And then finally, like, well, I'm still working in progress, so you might still see boy name in there. And the shock from the guy checking me in was kind of nice. He did not, I guess. I guess for my own safety of mind and safety of body, tend to assume everyone knows I'm trans, and I just set that own mental expectation, so I don't let myself kind of get my own expectations skewed. So when he was surprised, that was a nice little gratifying moment. That was pretty fun. Yeah, so that was cool. And sent me, and he was like, well, you look amazing. Yeah, it was a sweet reception, but also a pleasant surprise. So that was another good mood moment to get out of the Lego event that wasn't specifically about Legos. I also played poker, and I won our poker game. That was very cool. I cleaned up on a member who was a fellow member of the club I'm in, so I felt a little bit bad. But I'm like, hey, at least one of one of us from iLug NY was going to win. So I try to let him feel a little bit better that he lost to me. But that was cool. I didn't win money. I won Lego sets, which was cool. That was fun. And then I went from there, and I guess I was on a roll because I nearly won Cards Against Humanity. I caught up with everyone who was already playing and almost won. So it was a hot streak of games that evening at Brick Fair. All right, and I'm not stopping building while I'm talking. I'm going to, by golly, finish this darn thing. And so I don't know how well you can see any of this because I'm conscious my hands are in front, but we have a wall. I have room for one more person to stand right in front of the counter there. There's a little slip of paper being passed forward. Here's behind the scenes. There'll be a person standing there. There's some more forms stacked up on the desk there. I'm going to do another shelf with some more forms, which will be smooth wall on this side, shelf of paper on this side. I'll do a filing cabinet in that corner. And I completely lied that I was going to finish this tonight. Somehow, impossibly, it's not done. I will think about this. I might switch it up just for the sake of switching it up next time, to not do the town hall forever, and at least do something else in between. But eventually, somehow, someday, this will be done. The forever construction that is this build. All right, what are we gonna do? I'm gonna build some more wall. Cool. They are worth a lot of money. Yeah, and there were some older sets. There were some nice little sets in there, so I might have made out. Don't know for sure. I haven't looked it up. It was the old Star Wars MTT, like the brown tank from Episode 1, with all the tan droids inside. I got one of those, a box set of that. Was the first place prize. So off to my side here, I have a box of unsorted brick, and sometimes it's faster to just dive into that, root around, find a piece, versus going back to all the sorted bins behind me. So that's my little shortcut. So you see going off to the side and hear some rumbling. That's what's going on over there, over there. So cool. All right. I do have those photos on my website. If you go to justjess42.com, which is, where's the mouse? Right here. And then there's some things called out on the site directly, but you can also go to my Flickr account right up there and get them all right there. So that is a handy way to dive right in and see those past things, including the bank robbery. Oh yeah. All right. Alright, glad you didn't see that as I was squatting on the floor, finding these little things. I found little 1x1 plates that I'm going to squeeze up under here. So you can see that kind of, there's this little overhang here. I'm going to actually physically attach this wall now to this. I'm going to stretch it a little bit and try to work these pieces underneath so I can actually attach the wall. Are you kidding me? Did this just break? That just broke. What is with these crappy pieces? That is frustrating. Ugh. That's the third reddish brown piece that is broken on me in a row. Not in a row. Clearly whatever dye made this color was not a great, did not work out well on the physical side. Thank you so much, by the way, Danny, for asking about that. I appreciate that. Oh, I don't appreciate that piece falling inside there. Oh, alright, that's one way to do it. Well, almost broke the entire thing, but luckily it managed to stay together, and now you can kind of see that's connected there. So this is now has like a little bit of structural integrity to that wall, which is nice. Keeps it all a little bit better in place now than it was before. Slide that piece down in there. Put that right on top there. Alright, let's come back to that. Alright. So Make that a little bit taller. Sorry, pardon all the talking to myself again. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alright, still can't quite believe how long this took. I really thought when I was doing this, I'm like, oh, this will be nothing. I'll just crank this out, it'll be done in seconds. Somehow, still only, oh, son of a bee. Oh, still a little fragile in places. All right, recoverable. Still pretty decently far. Whole stack of forms there on the wall for them to grab and provide out to people coming in to request their things. Let's see if I can slap together a filing cabinet super quick. All right, pardon, we're gonna go a few minutes over. I hope you don't mind if you are able to hang around, but doggone it, this is gonna be done. This stupid thing, this room is gonna be finished. So this kind of bag of random things. See if there's any drawers in here. Shoot, this doesn't look like containers. At one time I had a bag of containers. I was just going to look for things like this. They're their own little, like, have doors and hinges, and I can just like slap together a stack of filing cabinets like that. I don't see it right now, which is kind of frustrating. We're going to build a custom filing cabinet super, super fast. We are going to use these pieces, which I have 97,000 of. Well, thank you, Pickles. I do not mean to be a detriment to your health, but you are a boost to mine if that helps in your decision-making criteria. That's awesome to have you. Thank you for staying around. Just a second. It'll be just a second. This will be done. So I'm thinking is I could rapidly use a combination of pieces to build little drawers. The problem is I don't know if I have 3 stud long tiles to use, because that's how much space I have over there is only 3 wide. This might not be as speedy as I had hoped. Alright, that's okay. That's okay. What can I do instead? I can... This is all black. Goodness. Yes. All right. Found what I was looking for. So, because this is the corner, I only need to fill in the side of it. So I'm using this piece. I'm going to leave the back corner of it empty. I'm going to take these little headlamp pieces and put them on in stacks. And then I'm going to attach either plates or tiles to the front, which will kind of look like drawers on this filing cabinet. And then I'll stick a tile on top, and it will look like a solid black filing cabinet back in the corner, lickety split. Can potentially even build one on either side of the window and fill up the room with filing cabinets, which would make sense for the permit office. Cool. Right, so it kind of looks solid even though that little back corner is empty. But for expediency's sake, and since it's back in the corner, no one will ever see that. So it looks like it's full, but doesn't take up the full space. Oh, I do actually have a storage unit, which is a little ridiculous. I have 2 storage units now, actually, which is especially ridiculous. I have one here in the city, which is where I keep all of the things that I have built that I might want to put on display. So all of these custom buildings, eventually I move them out of my apartment, I put them in the storage unit, and then when there's a show or something, I can take them out and put them on display, like when I went to Brick Fair this past weekend. So that's what I do with my creations, my custom creations, and I'm up to, I need to go back and recount. I want to say 35 custom buildings, over 70 vehicles, and 5 custom trains now, plus miscellaneous stuff like the moon base. There's an ice planet base, my custom ship that's up in the corner, back, oh no, right there. That kind of thing. So that's what I have in my storage unit here. And then there's actually one back in Pennsylvania. So I used to have lots of sets that I was keeping for future resale in my parents' basement back in Pennsylvania. They are considering selling their house. They're thinking while the selling is good, they're going to sell their house. They might rent in a few places, figure out where they want to settle down, and then maybe, when things cool off a little bit, buy again, which obviously it's wonderful they're in the place to be able to do that. So that's what the current thinking is. But it means I've also lost my free storage. So they put a lot of their furniture into storage, and then I'm paying for a portion of that for the insane amount of Lego sets that I apparently had stored in my old bedroom and in the attic and in the garage and in the basement. So I got a good sized wall, 6 shelves high with all these Lego sets, which I bought as either mostly as potential future investments because some Lego sets keep not, not only keep their value but have appreciated to a crazy degree, and so I figure I can hold on to those and hopefully in the future be able to sell, and that would be great. And if I can't sell, then more Lego, no big deal. If they go down in value, that's still pretty cool to have. So boom, there, filing cabinet. I know it's black, so it's not easy to see, but oh, there we go. So those studs and things, suddenly this is like drawers in a cabinet. And it looks like a solid cabinet, even though it's not. And then I can slide that. Ooh, I want it to be a little 1x1 stud. You pop onto the bottom there. And wedge it into the corner. Come on. Oh yeah. Filing cabinet. Boom. Right there. Back in the corner. I'm thinking I'll do another one right there. After I sign off, I figure out what to do with that little space. I don't know. I might put like a little person standing there or something on top of that to hide it. But yeah. And then that is the permits office. I had some clerks in there. I'm still shocked. I not only didn't finish this, but didn't finish the entire top floor. That's on me. It's a little bit on you guys for doing incredible things like sharing how you're coming out. So you just know you have to absorb some of that blame. You can't put it all on me. We have to share it. But yeah, that was the deal. That was the show. Thank you so much for coming by. It's been great. It's been awesome to have everyone here in the chat, which is always so awesome. I know not everyone can, but it's much appreciated when you do it. It does feel lively, and I say that not to make anyone feel guilty. Just say I appreciate it for those who are able. It's always much appreciated. You are all much appreciated. As well you should, Chai. Thank you. Love you guys. Yeah, I have been Jess. You have been awesome. This has been a Builder's Block. I hope you'll come back. I keep hitting the wrong one. I hope you'll come back. I hope we'll get to hang out again. And don't forget that in addition to me, there are so many other awesome things here on the Transverse Network. So follow us if you don't already. You will see many great things from many other awesome people. Behind Open Doors will be coming up. Oh, that's right. Behind Open Doors and the Transistence. I forgot all the new Monday programming. There's 3 shows in a row. Queer and Teen Kitchen, Transistence, the new show, and then Behind Open Doors. A whole new lineup coming on Monday. It's been new for a couple weeks, but continues next Monday, and so many other wonderful things in between. But yeah, if you want to see those other things, all you have to do is click follow right here on the channel, on the Transverse, and you'll see all of those pieces of programming, with Builder's Block just being one segment among many of what you'll find here on the show. So if you hit follow here, you'll get all those things. Yeah, and until next time. And of course, follow on Instagram or other channels. Check the Discord. You'll get updates on what's coming up next. And I think that's it. Thank you all again for my second thank you. But now actually goodbye. It's been wonderful. And until next time, go out there, keep building, keep creating, and keep making the world a more awesome place. Until later. Bye, everyone.